Hello and welcome to the show. For today's Hot Wheels Showdown, we have got a gasser. This Chevrolet Bel Air, designed to, well, be a drag car. It looks rather peculiar. In fact, it struggled to fit on the screen most of the time, and with the front end raised up as considerably high as it is. It's all designed for weight transfer, essentially. You can get better weight transfer for launching off of the line in a drag race. Great for a drag race. Probably not so good for dealing with the Hot Wheels circuit, but that is what we are going to ask the car to do nevertheless. The understeer is likely to be horrendous. I am quite concerned about that, but there we go. We are going to have the vehicle on some nice race compound tyres. We are going to have not particularly large front tyres. I'm going to guess that's a lot of size for the rear tyres. 375 will be very, very good for launching the car. It's basically going to be a point and squirt car. You are going to accelerate very quickly out of the corners and then sort of bumble your way around a turn, then accelerate very fast out of the next corner. That's going to be the only way that it is going to work. We can save some weight with a bonnet, but we'll come back to that if it is needed. I don't know what the standard engine in this is going to be able to get out of it in terms of power. We can have race suspension that will slightly lower the front down. Might be helpful, trying to get me some handling balance going on in this. We're going to want a roll cage. We're going to want to get it as light as possible. Down to £2,800. Actually not too bad for a Bel Air. I do know what gearbox it'll have from standard, so we will change that one. Of course, we'll grab a diff as well. So, the engine. Now, we have got a couple of options in terms of swaps that we can do. We have, oopsie, sorry, that's the wrong bit. There is a 6.2 litre V8, which I know will be good for 1,000 horsepower. There is also the 7 litre V8 Hemi engine that could go in it as well. It's a starting engine, 410 horsepower, 390 torque. We'll have a go with this other stuff. I don't think it's actually going to get the power required, unfortunately. As much as I would like to keep the vehicle's standard engine in it, it looks very unlikely that it's going to get the power necessary to get to the top of S1 class. It might struggle to get the power necessary to get to the top of S1 class even with an engine swap. That's suggests a lot to you about the handling of the vehicle when that is the case, because we're going to be looking at about 1,000 horsepower in this, and it's not going to do it with the standard engine. Was worth a try, but we will go and give it the 6.2 litre V8. Now, we have got, of course, the age-old option of the twin turbos or the supercharger on this. They will get it the same amount of power in the end, so we will go for a supercharger. And then hope that it'll have enough PI to make it to the top of the class. Although, it's more hope it's going to actually make it around a corner without falling over and being terrifying is probably the bigger thing. Yeah, I'm not holding out massive amounts of hope for it being the most drivable of vehicles in this series. I'm expecting it to be bordering on the crazy. We'll go for the full 1,014 horsepower. Yeah, it might be the most difficult car. I'm kind of prepared for this to be the most difficult vehicle I've ever driven around the Hot Wheels circuit. I'm ready for that. Anything less than that is a bonus, basically. Anything less than the most difficult to drive car around the Hot Wheels circuit is a huge bonus. We will go for we'll just go for a nice simple bonnet. It'll save us a little bit of weight. And there we go, 868 PI. It is not the top of S1 class, but nothing else that I can do. So there we go. The gasser is ready. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I am. I'm not sure it's going to make it around a corner at any sort of speed, but we will find out. As ever, we have brought the Bel Air to the skyscraper takeoff circuit, where it is going to have 5 laps to try and go as fast as possible. Now, it's unlikely to be challenging towards the top of the table. Really, this is going to be a case of can it beat the Ferrari 166, the Ford Woody, that sort of area. Anything higher than that is a massive, massive bonus. It's likely to be a very, very quick accelerating vehicle. Of course it is going to be a very, very quick accelerating, but it's how it deals with the turns. We've seen time and time again around this course. That while straight line speed is needed to an extent, cornering is much more important. And in this thing, my God, it doesn't corner. Yeah, there is an expected level of understeer in this. There's the expected level of understeer in this car, and then there is what this thing is actually doing. It doesn't turn. Like, it just doesn't make a corner. I guess that's what you get when you take a drag car way outside of its comfort zone. That was not even particularly fast. Ooh, then it snaps around on you back there. At least we have got traction. That is about the only good thing that we have got in this car. Acceleration is pretty good, I would imagine, down here. What are we going to get to? 162 miles an hour is pretty good, but it's not exactly great. The brakes are a pile of crap as well. The brakes are not really slowing our vehicle down very much there, but well, that's something else to deal with. I would imagine also having the front stuck up in the air is not going to help with aerodynamics, certainly when it comes to the ultimate top speed of the vehicle. 230 odd miles an hour is probably going to be unlikely. It's very, very weird way that this vehicle drives. It will go around a corner and it'll understeer a lot, and then every so often the back end will just let go for no real reason. It's got a very sudden snap from the rear end. How fast? Oh, good God, it's going to fall over going down the hill if we're not careful. That's a new one. We've had many cars go visiting the scenery by bouncing on the landing of the jump there. Before they get to the loop, you take a slight twist from the initial jump, bounce on the landing, and soar off into the scenery. Fairly commonplace. Fairly commonplace for vehicles to do that. Probably a third of the cars have gone around here, maybe a quarter, have gone visiting the ocean at that section. Nothing has ever threatened to wobble its way off the course on the downhill section at all. Nothing has threatened to wobble its way off the course there in any way, shape or form. And this very, very nearly fell off the course. We're going to have to... How slow do we have to go around here? Like 100? Oh, you probably get a little bit more. It's not very much more than that. This is going to be a case of can it complete a lap without it escaping the track? Can it go faster than the Ford Deluxe Hot Rod? Oh, that's not stopping there at any time soon. The brakes are so bad on this vehicle. Of course, the way that it's set up with a weight transfer design to help with it launch, that's going to really hinder it when it comes to, well, braking. It's not going to help that at all, so that's another thing to bear in mind. Oh, come on, turn. Then use the power there, because we're going to understeer off towards the wall. If we use the power all of there, it's another little weird sideways moment from the car. Jump our way across. Now, can we get a good run off the boost pad? We can, up towards 205 miles an hour. This is where it gets very uncomfortable. It's very floaty up there. In fact, that's very, very, very difficult to drive. Many cars have gone round the loop here. None of them have quite been as terrifying as this. None of them have ever felt like losing control of them as they go round the top. This whole front end goes so incredibly light that you're never really sure what it's going to be doing. At the moment, we're on a 150. A 150.0, and 138 is our so far slowest lap time. Oh, God damn it! The Ford Woody had, I guess, a similar sort of PI to this car, and that was in the 37. I think it was a low 37, if I remember correctly, something around that. Oh God, actually, it might be the high 37 for that. It's a low 37 for the Ferrari 166. We're probably not going to be doing that. I don't think we are. Even the Ferrari with 900 horsepower and 1,600 pounds, it was absurdly fast in a straight line. Nigh on uncontrollable through the corners. That is going to be far better than this. I mean, it's so slow through the corners that it would need to be the quickest accelerating vehicle in existence to even stand a chance. And the problem is, it isn't. It's quick, do not get me wrong, with this sort of power, and relatively lightweight. 2,800 pounds, 2,700 pounds, whatever it ended up as, isn't too bad in terms of weight, but that is nowhere near enough of a power to weight ratio to make up for the car's massive shortcomings around here. We've got a couple more laps now. Don't let it drag us too far down to the inside. It is going to go on 2 wheels down there. We're going to jump on the brakes. Maybe we want to have it drag us to the... We don't want to bump the inside wall, but maybe we want to have it drag us to the inside. It's a 49.4. We need to find some 10 seconds. I'm used to having to find a second on a good lap. I'm not used to having to try and find 10 seconds. Now, admittedly, there were a fair few bits of, well, scruffiness in these previous laps. Turn 4 is a particular problem corner, shall we say, with that is a nasty high-speed uphill turn that we are just... Oh, my God, that doesn't turn. You've got to be a lot slower on the way into that corner if you want to vaguely have any chance of making the apex of the corner. Likewise, we've seen cars up towards 140 miles an hour here at 105. Oh, and there goes that snappy rear end for no real reason at a relatively high gear. It's a unique challenge. That much is for sure. The Gasser is a unique challenge to try and race. Just make it around a circuit with this vehicle. It's unlike anything we've seen in Forza before. And I'm all for that, you know, I'm all for that, this sort of silliness. It's not easy. I've driven this circuit many times. I know this track rather well by now. Nothing quite... challenges it as driving this. Even the crazy, I'd much rather have the crazy powerful cars. This hasn't really got oversteer issues. It can have oversteer issues. I can't pull it away from that wall. We're going to have a really big accident there. I think we're going to be stuck. I'm half tempted to leave it there as a monument. It's just as the Hot Wheels show. I think we're all... Are we going to... Game? What are we doing? We've still got one more lap to go with this car. Reset it. Yeah, we're going to have to reset that one. Okay, hugging the inside doesn't work so much. You can kind of hug the inside. The problem you will very quickly come up against is that it'll stop turning. You won't be able to turn away from that, so you've got to kind of run the middle of the course and then let it find its way to the inside on its own. This isn't fun. This is a very high pressure lap in a car that is not easy to try and get any speed whatsoever. At the end of the day, I think this is going to be last regardless of what I do on this lap. I would, though, like to have a nice competitive-ish lap. Oh my God, the understeer is utterly awful. The understeer is so bad in this car that it's not going. It's just, we've just given up turning. Why have we given up turning now? I'm trying to be careful with it, and it's now not even turning at all. Right, we've got to really slow the car down. It's just so absurd. It's making less sense to me. I thought, all right, we'll be careful. We'll get it through these turns. That's better. That's much better from the Bel Air there. Up on the power we go. And we're going to have a big old understeer moment. We're going to ping off that wall. I don't really care, quite frankly. We will then get on the power out the way out of that corner. That's about the best we've run out of there this time around. 165 miles an hour. We will go on the brakes and we won't stop. We won't turn because it's just a pile of crap, quite frankly. It's just not going to... I was trying to be sensible. I was trying to be good through those first corners, and that didn't work at all. I tried to make some lap speed, and then the brakes not really good enough to try and make the most of an acceleration zone where we actually got a good run into it, and then we can't slow down. This is about to have a really bad bounce, I feel. No, we got away with that. We've got away with that. Up towards the loop we go for the final time. Try and keep it away Oh, that's the best run we've got, 216 miles an hour, as we jump on the brakes to try and slow it down for the final corner. Run towards the line we go. It's a 48.5. It's terrible in terms of lap time. It's so bad. It is so unbelievably bad around here. Very much to be expected. You know, I'm not surprised that it struggles. I just wasn't quite ready for that level of understeer from the vehicle. But there we go. There, the gasser is not so happy at the Hot Wheels circuit, but an interesting addition, as I said, interesting addition to the game. Interesting to see a different sort of motorsport vehicle, if you like, in it. And naturally, we want to take it as far away from its comfort zone as possible. And this circuit is really bad for this kind of car. It's all about medium and high speed corners and having the grip to maintain the momentum through some of these turns is so very, very important. While we've got acceleration in this car, there is absolutely no doubt about that. We've also had cars with more power and less weight go around here that will accelerate faster, like the Ferrari 166. Combine that then with the just inability to turn. The front end just not being able, and I don't think the crests and so on help either, with the front end already, well, designed essentially to unload under heavy acceleration. When we're going over crests, that front end just lifting off the ground is not going to help at all with the with the whole turning situation. But there we go. That is going to, well, be it for this video. It is going to be very much a last place for the bet. It's miles off the bottom. It's 10 seconds off the bottom of the of the table. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.